In this video, we're going to show you the perfect itinerary for the Greek islands. One of the questions we get asked most is how to build the logistics to see the most famous islands in the Cyclades archipelago: Athens, Mykonos, Paros, and Santorini. To do this trip without rushing and to truly enjoy it, we recommend at least 12 days. That's why we've prepared a super complete 12-day itinerary with the best of the Greek islands, detailed day by day. So let's get started. When is the best time to visit the Greek islands? This is a summer destination. You need to go when it's warm to enjoy the beaches. The best time by far is the shoulder season. We recommend May, June, and September. In these months, the weather is perfect, warm enough to swim, the seawater is great, and the crowds are a bit smaller. We strongly recommend avoiding the months of July and August. This is the high season. It gets very hot, the islands are unbearably crowded, and the prices for hotels, cars, and ferries skyrocket. Winter, from November to March, is a very bad idea. It's cold, rainy, and all the islands like Mykonos and Santorini become deserted. So how will our 12-day itinerary work? The idea is to split the trip into 4 bases to optimize your logistics. The best order is to arrive via Athens and depart from Santorini. We'll stay 3 nights in Athens, take a ferry to Mykonos for 3 nights, then a short ferry to Paros for 3 nights, and finish with a ferry to Santorini for the last 3 nights. Mandatory documentation. To enter Greece, which is part of the European Schengen area, you need 2 things. First, a valid passport with at least 3 months of validity after your departure date. Many nationalities do not need a visa to stay for up to 90 days as tourists. And second, travel insurance. Travel insurance in Europe is mandatory under the Schengen Treaty, with a minimum coverage of 30,000 euros. They can ask for proof of your insurance at immigration. We never travel without it. And in the link in the description, there's the comparator we use that always finds the insurance at half the price. And be aware, soon, an electronic travel authorization called ETIAS will also be mandatory for many nationalities, so check on that before you travel. Staying in a good area will make your trip much easier. You'll be close to all these tourist spots. The strategy in the islands is to choose the right base. In Athens, the best region for tourists is to stay in Plaka or Monastiraki. The pro is the charm and the fact that you can walk to everything. You're a 10-minute walk from the Acropolis. The con is the noise. A quieter, more local option is the Koukaki neighborhood. In Mykonos, the best option is to stay in Kora, the main town. The pro is that you are in the middle of the labyrinth of white streets, near the windmills, Little Venice, and all the bars. You can walk everywhere. The con is the noise at night and the price. In Paros, you have 2 choices. Paros is the capital, where the ferry arrives. The pro is the logistics and cheaper hotels. The con is that it's less beautiful. Naousa, in the north, is the chic fishing village. It's the most beautiful and trendy area, but it's more expensive and a 15-minute drive from Paros. In Santorini, the choice is crucial and expensive. The first option is Oya. The pro is that you are in the postcard, with the blue-domed churches. The con is the price. It's the most expensive area in the world, and it's isolated. The second option is Fira. It's the capital. The pro is that it's the center of everything, has the best bus logistic, more nightlife, and hotels with a Caldera view for a slightly lower price. The third option, to save money, is to stay at the beaches of Parisa or Kamari, but you will not have the Caldera view. We created this custom map, which explains exactly which is the best region on each of these islands. If you stay in this marked area, you can't go wrong. We'll leave the link to this map here, on the QR code, on the screen, and in the video description. We created it on the hotel site we always use, as it always has the best prices. There, you can put in your travel dates and see all the hotel options within that location, at the lowest prices. We'll also leave links to the hotels where we've stayed. In every destination, we always recommend one that is very cheap and super well located, and another that's a bit nicer, in the same location, but a little more expensive. They are great options. An important tip to save on lodging is the advanced booking strategy. The good hotels with a Caldera view in Santorini sell out a year in advance. This is why we love using this website. Besides having the lowest prices, it has free cancellation for almost all hotels. You can book as early as possible to guarantee a much lower price, and if you need to cancel later, it's super easy and costs nothing. And remember that in the link below, we always organize everything you need to plan your entire trip for the best price. The sites we use to plan our trips and that have everything much cheaper: international travel eSIM, travel insurance at half price, Tickets for all the attractions we mentioned, the good and cheap hotels we've stayed at, the car rental comparator which is essential for the islands, and the global account to carry euros paying much lower fees. And the links already contain automatic discounts, as we are always updating them. So save this page to your favorites and use it when planning. It will make your trip much easier and save you a lot of money. Now let's talk about transportation. How to get around the Greek islands? The best logistic is to fly into Athens Airport, ATH, and fly out of Santorini Airport, JTR. To get between the islands, the best way is the ferry. Use the high-speed ferries from SeaJets or Hellenic Seaways. Buy everything in advance. The trip from Athens, Paros port, to Mykonos takes about 2.5 hours and costs about 90 euros. From Mykonos to Paros, it takes 45 minutes and costs about 50 euros. From Paros to Santorini, it takes 2 hours and costs about 60 euros. To get around inside Athens, use the metro. It's efficient. A single ticket costs €1.50. To get around inside the islands, renting a car or an ATV is essential. Public transport by bus exists, but it's crowded and doesn't take you to the best beaches. In Mykonos, the buses to the beaches work well, but an ATV gives you freedom. In Paros, a car is mandatory. In Santorini, an ATV is the best option. An ATV rental costs about 40 to 50 euros per day in the summer. For those renting, the most important tip is to book in advance online using a price comparator. It's always much cheaper. We'll leave the link to the comparator we use in the description. Now, for the day-by-day itinerary. Day 1. Arrival in Athens and Plaka. Arrive at Athens Airport, ATH. Take the metro, Line 3, the Blue Line, to Syntagma Station. The journey takes 40 minutes and the fare costs 9 euros. Or take a taxi, which has a fixed rate of 40 euros to the center. Check into your hotel in Plaka or Monastiraki. Spend the afternoon on a recognition walk. Get lost in the alleys of Plaka and walk up to Antiparos, the white village that looks like a Greek island, right under the Acropolis. For dinner, choose one of the charming tavernas in Plaka. Day 2. Athens, Acropolis and Museum. Today is History Day. Wake up early. In the morning, visit the Acropolis of Athens. The logistic, take the metro to Acropolis Station. The golden tip is to go right when it opens, at 8 a.m. to avoid the heat. The ticket costs 20 euros in the high season. Set aside at least 2 hours to explore the Parthenon and the Erechtheion. For lunch, grab a gyros in the Monastiraki neighborhood. In the afternoon, visit the Acropolis Museum. It's located just below the hill. It's essential to buy tickets online. The ticket costs 15 euros in the summer. This is where the original statues are. At night, go for dinner in the Bohemian Siri neighborhood. Day 3. Travel to Mykonos and Kora. In the morning, take a taxi or grab to the port of Piraeus. The ride takes 30 minutes and costs about 20 euros. Take your high-speed ferry. The journey to Mykonos takes about 2.5 hours. Arriving at the new port in Mykonos, take the sea bus or a taxi to your hotel in Kora, Mykonos town. Check in. Spend the afternoon getting lost in the labyrinth of white streets of Kora. In the late afternoon, the mandatory plan: go to Little Venice and the windmills, Katomili, to watch the sunset. For dinner, choose one of the expensive restaurants in Little Venice or a cheaper one in the alleys. Day 4. Mykonos, party beaches. Today is beach day. In the morning, go to Ornos or Platis Giallos, which are calmer, family-friendly beaches. For lunch, eat at a taverna on the beach. In the afternoon, the party starts. Take the bus from the Fabrica terminal, which takes 10 minutes and costs about 2 euros, and go to Paradise Beach or Super Paradise Beach. These beaches are dominated by beach clubs like Tropicana and Cavo Paradiso. The party starts around 4 p.m. and goes until sunrise. The entrance fee to the clubs at night can cost 50 to 80 euros. Day 5. Mykonos, Delos Island or beaches. Today, you have 2 options. If you like history, take the ferry from the old port to the island of Delos. It's one of the most important archaeological sites in Greece. The logistic, a 30-minute boat ride. The ferry ticket costs about 22 euros, round trip. The site entrance costs another 8 euros. If you prefer the beach, rent an ATV and explore the quieter northern beaches like Phokos or Agios Sostis. For dinner, we recommend Interni, in Kora. It's in a beautiful courtyard and is very trendy. A dinner costs over 150 euros per person. Day 6. Travel to Paros and Nausa. Today we change islands. Take the high-speed ferry from Mykonos to Paros. The journey is very fast, about 45 minutes. It costs about 50 euros. Arrive at the port in Paros, the capital. Pick up your rental car. Drive for about 15 to 20 minutes to Nausa, the fishing village in the north, which is the most beautiful base. Check in. Spend the afternoon exploring the charming port of Nausa. For dinner, sit at one of the seafood restaurants in the Nausa port. Day 7. Paros, beaches and lefks. Today is for exploring Paros with your car. In the morning, drive to Caldera. It's a beach famous for its granite rock formations. In the afternoon, drive inland to the mountain village of Lefks. It's the former capital, a quiet, all-white village with beautiful views. In the late afternoon, relax at Santa Maria Beach. At night, have dinner in Nausa. Day 8. Day trip to Antiparos. Today, we're going to the neighboring island. Drive 20 minutes from Nausa to the small port of Punta. From there, take the ferry that takes only 7 minutes to cross to Antiparos. The ferry takes cars and costs about 10 euros for the car and 2 euros per person. Antiparos is a small, charming island. Spend the day at Agios Georgios Beach or visit the cave of Antiparos. In the late afternoon, take the ferry back to Paros. Day 9. Travel to Santorini and Oia. Today is the day. Check out of your hotel in Paros. Drive to the Paros port. Return your car. Take the high-speed ferry to Santorini. The journey takes about 2 hours and costs about 60 euros. You will arrive at Athens port. Warning: the port is chaos. Have a pre-booked transfer. The drive up the cliff is terrifying. The ride to Oia takes 45 minutes and a taxi costs about 40 to 50 euros. Check into your hotel in Oia. Spend the afternoon exploring Oia. Take the classic photos of the blue-domed churches. At night, prepare for the sunset in Oia. The logistic: get a spot. Go to the castle ruins at least 3 hours before sunset. It's free. For dinner, go to Pito Gyros. It's the cheapest and most delicious place to eat a gyros in Oia for less than 10 euros. Day 10. Santorini, Caldera boat trip. In the morning, relax by your hotel pool. In the afternoon, take the Caldera boat trip. It's the #1 attraction. The half-day catamaran tours cost about 100 to 150 euros per person, with drinks and dinner included. The boat takes you to swim in the hot springs, which are actually lukewarm. Then, you stop at the Red Beach and White Beach for a swim. The highlight is watching the sunset from the boat below Oia. Day 11. Santorini, South Island by ATV. Today is for exploring. Rent an ATV, which costs about 50 euros per day. In the morning, drive to the archaeological site of Akrotiri. It's the Pompeii of Greece. The ticket costs 12 euros. Next to it, stop for photos at the Red Beach. For lunch, go to Parissa or Kamari Beach. These are the black volcanic sand beaches. In the late afternoon, drive to the Akrotiri lighthouse at the southern tip of the island for a quieter sunset. At night, go to Fira, the capital. Explore the streets, the shops, and have dinner with a caldera view. Day 12. Departure from Santorini. Enjoy your last morning. If you're staying in Fira, do the hiking trail from Fira to Imerovigli, which takes 30 minutes and has beautiful views. Depending on your flight, have lunch, and then take your transfer to Santorini Airport, JTR. From there, you can take a 45-minute flight back to Athens, or a direct flight to other European capitals. An important tip that will save you time and money is to buy tickets for attractions and tours in advance. Buying on the spot is always more expensive, and the most famous tourist spots like the Acropolis and the ferries can sell out. We'll leave the link on the QR code on the screen and in the video description to the site where we always buy tickets and tours for the best price. It's the largest tour site in the world and has practically everything there. Skip the line tickets for the Acropolis, SeaJet's ferry passes, and the Santorini Caldera boat trips. All at the best price, and you can buy in any currency, saving on fees. Now let's talk about transportation, reinforcing it. To get from Athens to the islands, use the high-speed ferry, 2 to 3 hours, or a plane, 45 minutes. Between the islands, use the ferry. Inside the islands, rent an ATV or a car. About travel insurance. Essential and mandatory to enter Europe. You need coverage of 30,000 euros. Use the comparator in the link in the description to save money. For those who will rent a car, the most important tip is to book in advance online using a price comparator. It's always much cheaper. We'll leave the link to the comparator we use in the description. Quick shopping tips. In Athens, buy leather sandals in Plaka. In Mykonos, designer clothes in Kora. In Santorini, jewelry in Oya. And the tax-free tip, the tax in Greece, VAT, is 24%. You can request a refund on purchases over 50 euros. And for those who are new here to the channel, welcome. Subscribe and like the video for more tips. And how much does it cost to eat in the Greek islands? Athens and Paros are cheap. A gyros costs 3 to 5 euros. Mykonos and Santorini are extremely expensive. A mid-range dinner in Oya costs at least 80 to 100 euros per person. A bottle of water can cost 8 euros. The tip to save money is to eat gyros. And what to do at night? In Athens, go to Siri or Gazi. In Mykonos, the night is the attraction. It starts in Little Venice and ends at superclubs like Cavo Paradiso. Entry costs 50 to 80 euros. In Paros, the night is in the charming bars of Naousa. In Santorini, the night is quiet and centered in Fira. And if you're traveling with children? This itinerary is intense. The best island for families on this route is Paros. Naxos, near Paros, is even better. Mykonos is not recommended. Santorini is difficult because of the cliffs. And to combine your trip? From Athens, you can fly 1 hour to Rome or Istanbul. From Mykonos or Santorini, you can get direct flights to major European capitals in the summer. If you liked this detailed Greek islands itinerary, like the video and subscribe to our channel. Leave your questions in the comments. Thank you very much and have a great trip.